So I just kind of wanted to show everybody when Yvonne's not feeling well and I go to the auction all by myself, not the same kind of material is bought all the time. Now I did manage to score this little, it's almost like a sawhorse. She thought maybe it was for saddle to sit on. I finally got my hands on an anvil. This is a smaller one. It's only a 55-pound anvil, but still they're good sellers. I was able to get a whole bell with the yoke. It needs some cleaning. And unfortunately, I thought that was actually a glass sign. It's plastic. So it will still go in the booth, but it won't be as much as I thought it would be. Now, this little cubby that I got, she did point that out saying that is cool. And it is. I mean, it's a nice small size cubby that could fit on somebody's table or a desk or something. But I like the paint job. Pretty much all it's got to be is cleaned up. No one was really into oil bottles, so I was able to get these at a very good price. So they don't sell extremely high around here unless they are authentic, saying Shell or something like that on them. Another thing she really wanted was this cast iron piggy bank with wings. I don't think it's super old, but it does have that rusty patina that she likes. And I was able to get a stoplight. I know that's kind of weird, but in antique malls, people look for these, especially the guys that want to sit there and finish off their car collection area, and they'll sit there and wear them so the lights go on at different times. I was able to pick up this air compressor for very little. It does have a broken gauge on it that's probably got to be replaced. I have not started it either to make sure that it works. And then the last thing that I got was this little cart. It folds up to almost nothing, and it'll be fine for her vehicle, so that way she can have something to bring totes in to the antique booth.
So we're going to give this auction a try. We've been spying this auction for a good month and a half. It had lots of stained glass. And as you see in this room, it has lots of snowman, lots of Christmas going on. That wasn't necessarily what I was going for, but we'll see how it goes. It was all this beautiful stained glass that she had. Quite a collection of stained glass. You know, a lot of people will have one or two pieces, but to have walls full of stained and leaded glass were just amazing. This was her little entryway right inside her kitchen. Like I said, that's, for one person, that's a lot of stained and leaded glass. So here's our car full. Let's share with you what we got. Hi guys, welcome back to Ginger Chick, The Journey. I was finally feeling up to going to an auction. We needed to go to an auction. It's part of reselling, even when you're not feeling well and you're still selling. You're still selling in your retail booth, your eBay still selling, so you still need to find stuff. So Chris went on his own, as you saw at the one auction, but we did make it to another auction. The one, it had some amazing stained glass that I was really hoping to get my hands onto. Not an easy task at this auction. It was saved to the end of the auction, and lots of people wanted the stained glass. So we will share with you what we got at yesterday's auction. It was cold, it was windy, but we made it through. So first off, Chris did buy some outdoor lights.
They're the Edison bulb kind. And we have some currently at the house. We had some at our old house, and we thought it'd be nice to be able to do the back deck with them.
So yeah, that was a good score, because normally on Amazon, there's two sets here and they're like $40 on Amazon. He did score one of these metal chairs. We have an outdoor booth now, so I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm not going to fix it up. Just gonna sell it. We got it cheap enough. Normally, yes, I would spend the time to make it over, but sometimes you just have to figure out your time and your effort and let somebody else spray paint it. Since I don't have a set, spray paint it maybe to match the set that they already have or one that they already have. Did pick up this nice oak bench. Unfortunately, somebody has scratched at the bottom, some animal. So it is a project piece, even though top had been protected. Unfortunately, yes. I love benches. Benches are good sellers. I'll have Chris come around here to get this one piece. I was actually looking for one of these gates. Funny story, I had a gate in one of my retail booths, and I decided I wanted to put it in a garden if I ever get enough energy back to make a garden. And then the next thing I know, I went in to get it and it sold that day. That's how that works. But so I was happy to score another gate so I could put it in my garden. So I thought these were a nice find. They are cast iron, just little garden. So whether I keep them for myself or I resell them in our outdoor booth, I definitely think they are resellable. And then I got these. This is, I believe, is chalkware frames. They're old. They're not pristine, but they're beautiful. They're old, a set of 3. Let's see, this is, oh, nope, they all have their glass for a moment. But you can see the crack and the age, but they're old and they're beautiful. And then I got these 2 sconces, some old aged brass. I thought they were beautiful. I probably just leave the candle in them since it has so much wax built up and see how they sell that way other than getting the dust off.
All right, the big one.
The weird purchase of the day were these Skull alcohol containers, but I saw reselling them.
On eBay.
I don't know. I could see people buying these in actually our retail booth. So it looks like they had some vodka or some type of it. Chris kind of was drawn to this one because it has another skull in it. But I know people find skulls interesting. So there you have it.
So the funny story about this is we've gone to this auctioneer numerous times, and Yvon's bidding on it, and he's just kind of looking at her like, really? Because you see the primitives that we normally get. She won the bid, and he goes, I did not see you doing that.
So old wooden skateboards, not rusted. I have sold many of these on eBay when I come across them. So that's probably where this will go. Kind of want to see if Tater will play with it. I've seen cats play lately, so it might go in the house for a second and see what he does with it. A couple benches. Might be like in the outdoor booth, or as is. This one's kind of cute because it had the little primitive lettering and numbering on it. This oval mirror came with the set of 3 pictures that I got. I don't know. I probably could use a paint job. This bench also, I'm probably going to paint and make chippy. It came with the other benches. And then this was, so this is actually a leaded, if you look beyond all the stuff, this is a leaded glass window. So that's what I was looking for.
But it's got plenty of little treasures for you too.
Plenty of little treasures. This little frame, I thought I could take the Merry Christmas out and I could paint the frame and use it as a project piece. Beautiful crock, no cracks, anything like that. That is a nice piece. I love this little primitive cabinet. It's like, do you paint it? Do you not paint it? I will probably touch it up a little bit.
Definitely clean it.
Definitely clean it. Then this was in her bathroom. Another little primitive, fun little painted cupboard. Got some storage in there. It's really, I think it's meant to hang on the wall, but she just had it in between on her sink. Couple baby Ben clocks. This beautiful old mirror. I don't know, all of a sudden I'm drawn to old hand mirrors. This little guy, look at this old duck decoy. I love the crackling and the aging on him. He's got his 2 glass eyes. A piece of jadeite refrigerator bowl. Gotta love a little turtle style Tiffany lamp. Got a coffee grinder that needs dusted. Oh no, milk can. I usually will repaint these because they usually don't sell as this. So this is a project piece for me. You know, I have a love of watering cans. Just some old there you go. Egg beaters, old kitchen tools, an old pot, which is just the patina on that pot is wonderful. This tin galvanized metal bucket. Old well bucket, a firkin, sugar bucket, beautiful age to it. I've been reselling these in our retail booth and they've been going really well. Couple little exercise weights. This came with something it came with. I did score, but had to pay up on the stained glass. So this is the first stained glass that I got.
No cracks?
No, this one did not have any crack. There was only one of her whole stained glass that was cracked. There was 3 like this. I only was able to get my hands on 1. So there's that leaded glass. And then this one has a ton of color to it.
And she left all the hangers on them too, which are kind of neat. The mechanisms to open and close the hinges and the hardware.
A second. So these 2 were sold as a set, which is cool. And they might have been like on old cabinet doors or something. So I like them. Beautiful. I mean, it's not the ornate with the leaded glass or anything like that, but they do have fun glass pieces in them. Nice little retro vibe. I would probably, I don't know. I'll see if I can clean up the edges because they're all kind of badly painted. And that gets my little OCD going, but so we'll see what I do with them or if I just try to resell that as is. So then as a project piece, I know you don't look at a mirror as a project piece, but gold does not sell. I mean, it might sell at Hobby Lobby, but if I make these white and chippy, they do not last in the booth. So when I'm looking for a mirror, I'm looking for the beveled mirror. Of course, for it not to be broken, it can have age on it. But I have a gold one I have in my booth right now that I'm going to bring home because it's been sitting there for a couple months now and nobody has purchased it. But I tell you, I white chippy them and they don't last. So yes, so this was bolted onto the lady did not want any of her treasures falling off her wall, and I think $5 I gave for it. But I know it's salvage and salvage sells. But we thought we were going to have to leave it behind because it was a bolt,
like a 6-inch long deck bolt.
Yeah, that Chris did not have a bit for. Luckily, another guy did that. We see at lots of auctions. So he was generous enough to get it off the wall for us or let us use the drill bit. And then our last couple pieces. Look at this short little patinaed bench. These little old benches I don't paint up because they sell as is. And then for our outdoor booth, Chris scored 2 of the watering pumps. So that was a good score going into summer. So it definitely felt good to get to go to an auction. There was lots of good treasures. You know, when these auctions come up, you're usually spying them for a month and a half. So there was actually an auction while it was down that had a ton of jadeite that I missed. And you can't go back, you can only go forward. So like, oh, don't tell me I missed that, but it is what it is. So very happy to go to this auction and score some wonderful treasures. Okay, so I know you all want to know the story. Where have I been? Why did I disappear for weeks on end? Well, I was sick. So first I started off thinking I just had seasonal allergies. The trees bud, start to get their leaves, and I start to get a little like allergy, take some Claritin, and then just go on my way. But I just wasn't kicking it. So I would try to do some projects, and the next thing you know, I was laying on the couch. I just didn't have any energy, which is not like me at all. I am just one of those people that just goes. I live for that. That's just the way I've always been. So to be like sick and out, it's not something that normally happens to me. I mean, I might get sick for a couple days, I beat it, and then I'm on my way. But I mean, for 2 weeks prior, I was really struggling. I just could not seem to get my energy level. And you know, Tater's so happy that I've been home. I just couldn't get my energy level back. And then it got to the point where I couldn't even walk up the steps to go to our bedroom. So I was sleeping on our couch, which is odd. I just plain and simply did not feel good, but I couldn't narrow it down. I had taken some new medicine. We've been trying to figure out my thyroid. So then we were like, well, was a reaction to that? Yeah. So, and then finally, after about 2 weeks, Chris said, you need to go to the emergency room. I had been corresponding back and forth with my doctor, but like she had never said that. So then I finally decided if like, okay, on Monday, okay, let's backtrack a second. So on Friday, I had an appointment to get some blood work, just trying to figure this all out. I woke up Friday morning with my leg cramping, like from my butt cheek to my, Tater is such Tater. From my butt cheek to my ankle, I had like the hugest Charlie horse on the back of my leg that I could barely walk. It was terrible. So I didn't get to see my doctor that day. I got to see the PA, just did blood work. She didn't really check out my leg. Saturday morning I wake up, my other leg is the same exact way. So now I have 2 legs that I can't barely walk on. I mean, they were painful to touch. They were painful to try to walk on. Oh my gosh. So Sunday comes, I'm taking like Motrin, trying to figure it all out, corresponding with my doctor, which is usually a 48-hour thing. It's not something that they just email you right back because they have other patients. So I decided by Monday, if I didn't hear back from my doctor and Chris got home from work, we're just going to the emergency room because I'm not getting any better at this point. I am getting worse. Then I started to have, he noticed when I was sleeping, I was having shortness of breath. I did not see that part of it. Yeah, he's a very cuddly kitty cat. So off to the emergency room we go. And it's so hard when you go to the emergency room because you're just like, okay, well, I've got some allergies going. I got some sore legs going, you know. I just kind of felt like silly going to the emergency room because I couldn't pinpoint what was going on. I had taken a new medication. We might have a reaction to that, you know. And I will tell you that they just did an amazing job. They listened. I had every test that I think a person can possibly have. Every test, from x-rays to cardio to, I don't even know all the tests that I had done. But what they found out immediately is, yes, I was having shortness of breath. They gave me oxygen. They put me right on oxygen. And then also through the x-rays, I had blood clots. So the pain in my legs actually ended up being blood clots, but the blood clots went to my lungs, which was a whole issue in itself. Like, I kind of thought maybe because of the allergies I was having a pneumonia or something like that. I was not expecting them to say I had blood clots I mean, I've dealt with varicose veins before, hairdressing, you know, I've had that kind of surgery done before in the past. I was at a loss because I was like, I'm thinking, oh, well, with the lung and the breathing, maybe pneumonia from the allergies. So yeah, so it ended up being blood clots that broke away from my legs, that went into my lungs, so which is very serious. So I'm on a blood thinner now. So spent 4 days in the hospital, and then I just, you know, you just want to go home. You know, you're not showering, you're not, you know, you're not sleeping because they're taking, I've had so much blood taken, and I know there's so many people out there that have probably similar stories to this. So, and they really were at a loss of what was going on, if it was the medication reaction. There wasn't any like scientific things to say it was the medication. Why did I throw blood clots? They were at a loss there, so now I have to go to a hematologist specialist to figure out how to prevent this from happening again. What is going on with my body that it's throwing blood clots like that, which is, as we all know, dangerous. And then I finally got to get into my regular doctor, like a checkup after being released from the hospital. And one of the tests, I mean, they just were at a loss. They were like powwowing at the hospital that I was at, just trying to figure out, you know, otherwise very healthy person, what is going on? What is causing all these problems in me? Well, then I go Friday to my family practice doctor, and one of the blood work that comes back says mono. So when I was a 19-year-old kid working 3 jobs, I worked doing hair, I worked at a bakery, and I worked at a lunchtime yogurt place. I lived on my own. I had to pay rent. So, and I'm like, what do you mean mono? I had mono when I was 19. For some reason, mono came back. So there's my lack of energy right there. I mean, other than the blood clots in the lungs. Yeah, somehow my 50-year-old body decided that little virus that just kind of lingers on in your body decided to come back out. That shocked the heck out of me. So at least I do have a little bit of resolve there, knowing that, you know, it takes a good 12 weeks with mono to kind of recover, get your energy level back. So as I said in the only video that at the time I posted on the rehab channel, yeah, just as I get things done, I can't rush it. I can't make things go faster. I can only do what I can do, you know, because I'm the film crew, I'm the editor, I'm the uploader, I'm the description. I mean, Chris, of course, is wonderful. He is my go-to. He has been my saint. He was very much worried. He's been taking care of me above and beyond. I mean, I am blessed to have a man by my side like him. So I have nothing but kudos. And I probably wouldn't have ever went to the emergency room. So I'm glad he was here, because that's just how I am. I'm just that stupid person that should go to the emergency room. I probably should have went to the emergency room earlier, but luckily. Anyway, so there's my story of what is going on. I can't wait to go to the hematologist. You know, that's a specialist. There's not any in our area. So my regular doctor does know one. So we'll see how long it takes to get into a hematologist. But I really would like to know why and how to prevent from getting those blood clots again. That would be nice, because even though they had me on a blood thinner for 6 months, I really don't want to have to do that, because my body doesn't like medicines at all, and it's always the redhead thing. It's always the redhead thing, the fair skin redhead thing. And I know so many of you sent me messages. Where am I? I just didn't even have enough energy to respond back, and then it got to the point where they were overwhelming you all. heartwarmed me. Not that, you know, you were missing my content, but you were also worried because that wasn't like me to post. I mean, I think there was like 3 weeks I didn't post anything and any social media whatsoever. I just plain and simply did not have the energy to do it. And I know not everybody follows the community page on YouTube because it's kind of hard to, you know, kind of hard to, like, you can't message everybody and tell everybody what's going on. But I am on the mend, which is good. And as I get projects done on the rehab channel, I will share the projects as soon as I can get them edited. It's kind of a weird week because I really wanted to be ahead in filming because we are having a whole new furnace system and central air put in. We decided that the air conditioners just weren't cutting it. And unfortunately, the furnace people called while I was in the hospital, or it would already be done. But anyway, that didn't happen. So this week they're going to be here doing that. So hopefully that doesn't throw my filming and editing off, working in the workshop. And then it was already going to be a short week because we had paid and already reserved to go to the Springfield, Ohio sale. I was just praying to God. I'm like, oh, I've never gone to that flea market in Springfield, Ohio. Please, God, let me get well enough. We've already paid for the room. We paid for our tickets, the early bird tickets to go. And so I'm super excited about going to the show, and seeing what that's all about. I know it's a couple times a year, but we were really looking forward to it. We do a lot of traveling because we do a lot of auctions and antique stores and that kind of stuff. But that's pretty big for us to like travel out of town and spend the night in a hotel to go to a show like that. So I'm glad that I made it through that auction, so that's good. Chris did buy that chair, and I have to admit I did sit in it. But so I'm like, that was the best. I think he spent $2 on that chair. That's the best $2 he's ever spent. But anyway, that is my story, y'all. Thank you for all of you who took the time to message me with your concerns and your well wishes and your prayers. I know that God is watching over my YouTube family, because you all are amazing. I can't even tell you how amazing you all are. To know that people are praying for you is huge. It's just huge. So with that being said, so the next time you see us, we will have some Springfield, Ohio content. I'll just take it easy, do what we can do. Tater is mad that I closed the blind and he can't see out. He can't see out the window to see his birds. He's all about his birds. So you have to let me know. Tater, we love Tater. Tater has so much personality, but I've never met a cat that doesn't sleep. Tater doesn't sleep. He is energetic. Love that about him. He's constantly playing. He's constantly talking to the birds since we put those bird feeders up. But like Peach is like, I gotta go in the closet and hide from this kid because I'm tired and I need my 20-hour nap. Oh, not Tater, not Tater. He's like, can you open this up? I cannot see I can't see my buds. Even though I think the feeders need filled this morning, but yes, he likes to see those. He's not spoiled at all, is he? Oh, so anyway, thank you so much for watching today's content. Yep, Chris went to an auction by himself. I got to go the following week to an auction. I'm glad that I did score some of the stained glass, more than I wanted to pay for the stained glass, but it is what it is. I know I'm not one to talk a lot about prices. I just double my price, 3 times my price, and see if it sells in the retail booth or not. If it sits too long, then I start to lower it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Chris and I love each and every one of you. So we will see you next week, and hopefully we have a good haul from the Springfield, Ohio trip. So see you next week. Bye.